Warriors clash. It's Victoria West against Tuloso Midway. Next on Challenge.
Challenge Team bracket sponsors are Navy Army Community Credit Union,
HEB,
Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi,
Citgo,
the John G. and Marie Stella Kennedy Memorial Foundation,
King Ranch Family Trust.
Additional funding is provided by Texas A&M University, Kingsville,
Del Mar College,
Corpus Christi Caller.com,
Valero.
and the Coastal Bend Community Foundation.
Support is also provided by these community-minded organizations.
Hello and welcome to Challenge. I'm Eric Boyd. We encourage you to play along at home as we continue the second round in the 2017 academic tournament. 24 South Texas high school teams started the tournament and will keep going until one school earns the title of Challenge Champions. So far, 3 teams have advanced in this round, including the Port Aransas Marlins, Gregory Portland Wildcats, and Flower Bluff Hornets, who defeated the Carroll Tigers last week. The team that advances tonight becomes the outright winners of the Citgo bracket. Reviewing how they got here, the Victoria West Warriors advanced with a 180 to 160 point win over Veterans Memorial, and the Tuloso Midway Warriors beat Coffer 415 to 90. First, let's meet the players for Victoria West High School.
Hi, my name is James Easton. I'm a senior.
Sarah Andrus, senior.
Anthony Mark Ferramusca, senior.
Caleb Urbano, senior.
Coach for Victoria West is Victoria Rosner. Their alternates are Roberto Perales and Lane Gotro. Team manager is Gigiana Santiago. Let's welcome the Victoria West Warriors. Now meet the players for the Tuloso Midway High School Warriors.
Morgan McCowan, senior.
George Duran, junior.
Audrey Rodriguez, junior.
Rush Helsher, senior.
Coach for Tuloso Midway is Gwinnetta Helsher. Their alternates are Ainsley Chaluka and Ryan Bailey. Let's welcome the Tuloso Midway Warriors. We begin with toss-up questions worth 10 points each, and remember, no conferring between players. Good luck, and here we go. What Mideastern body of saline water is indicated in these lines? Sodom was located just south of it. Victoria West. Caleb.
Dead Sea.
Is correct. Aside from the country which surrounds it, what Central American country is closest to Lake Nicaragua? Tuloso Midway. Morgan.
Panama.
Victoria West. Anthony.
Colombia.
Would you believe Costa Rica? In home construction, what kind of solar energy design incorporates no mechanical or electrical devices and depends primarily on window placement, window glazing, thermal insulation, and thermal mass? It's called passive solar. What is another common name for a pill bug that rolls into a ball for protection? Victoria West. Caleb.
Roly-poly.
Yes. At the end of many novels, there is a concluding section, often set hours or even years in the future, in which the writer reveals the fates of some of the characters. Name this part of the story. Tuloso Midway. Morgan.
Epilogue.
Yes. Time for a video question from data and government reporter at the Corpus Christi Caller-Times, Matt Woolbright.
What was the first war covered extensively on television? The Korean War, the Vietnam War, World War II, or the Persian Gulf War?
Victoria West. Caleb.
The Vietnam War.
Is correct. What is the most widely spoken Romance language? Tuloso Midway. Morgan.
Spanish.
Is correct. What noun is missing in these idioms? Off the blank. For the blank. Set the blank straight. Victoria West. Caleb?
Record.
Is correct. Washington Irving set one of his most famous stories in the Dutch settlement of Tarrytown in what out-of-the-way glen? Victoria West. James?
Sleepy Hollow.
Is correct. What term that is synonymous with a hugely popular team sport also indicates aggressive and ruthless competition in politics? Victoria West. Caleb?
Rugby.
Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
Horseplay.
It's called hardball. What Russian island is closest to the United States? Victoria West. James?
Aleutian Islands.
Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
Sakhalin.
It is Big Diomede. Because of their approximate location on the globe in relation to Great Britain, what two neighboring South Pacific countries are sometimes called the Antipodes? Victoria West. Caleb?
Ireland and Scotland.
Tuloso Midway. That should be Australia and New Zealand, and it's Antipodes. Now, a video question from meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Corpus Christi, Tyler Castillo.
What is the name of the general circulation of the atmosphere in the tropics? Haley cell, Hadley cell, Darwin cell, Horse latitudes.
Victoria West. James?
Horse latitude.
Tuloso Midway. Rush?
Haley sail.
The answer? Hadley sail. Which is the western of the two major rivers that define the historic region of Mesopotamia? Victoria West. James?
Tigris and Euphrates. Rivers.
Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
The Euphrates.
Is the westernmost of the two major rivers, yes. Among other books, this prominent English orator and political thinker wrote A Vindication of Natural Society, The Present State of the Nation, and Reflections on the French Revolution. Name this friend of the American Revolution. Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
Thomas Paine.
Victoria West. Anthony?
Anton Lavoisier.
It is Edmund Burke. Near misses. Identify the incorrect word and correct it. For example, if I said the morale of the story is haste makes waste, you'd change morale to moral. The first course is a perquisite for the second course. Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Prerequisite.
Easy for you to say, but yes. The answer will start with OCT. OCT. A group, sequence, or pattern of 8 items is called Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Octave.
You got it. What instrument played by a keyboard is the heaviest of all musical instruments? Mainly, Victoria West. Caleb?
Organ.
I can finish Tuloso Midway. Mainly because it consists of a large number of cast bells. Not see. That is the carillon. Carillon. Paper and pencils for this question. Given the set of data that consists of 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, find the mode. Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
3.
Is correct. Time for a video question from curator of fish and herpetology at the Texas State Aquarium, Hazel Mangeras.
The Texas State Aquarium, along with many other zoos and aquariums, have pledged to save the world's smallest and most endangered cetacean from extinction. What is the name of this unique and tiny porpoise?
Victoria West. Caleb?
Orca.
Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Bottlenose dolphin.
It's a vaquita, and they're found exclusively in the northern Gulf of California. Here we go again. Name the young Trojan prince who was seized by Zeus's eagle and carried off. Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
Aeneas.
Victoria West, I can finish, and was carried off to be cupbearer to the gods. Anthony?
Perseus.
That is Ganymede. Identify the castle in Hamlet that provides the play's setting. Ooh, that one's Elsinore. We'll try again. Used as a way to brew coffee, name the process of moving and filtering fluids. Tuloso Midway, Rush.
Percolating.
You got it. Edward Lear invented what adjective to describe the spoon with which the owl and the pussycat dined on mice and slices of quince? Victoria West, Caleb.
Silver.
Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Knife.
Snipe. That's good. I like that. It's called a runcible. Sometimes in relation to charges of violence, assault, and even murder, the defendant admits responsibility for the crime but claims it was justified by the other person's threatening actions. Name this legal defense. Victoria West, Anthony?
Self-defense.
Is correct. That buzzer means we've reached the end of round one of our game. The current score is Victoria West 60, Tuloso Midway 70. Now the bonus round. When a team correctly answers a toss-up question, that team will gain control and have an opportunity to answer 3 additional bonus questions worth 5 points each. You may confer on the bonus questions, but all answers must come from the team captain. So here we go with a toss-up question first. Aaron Ralston recounts his trip into Utah's Blue John Canyon, where he had to amputate his own right arm trapped beneath a boulder. In what book? Victoria West, Caleb?
147 Hours.
Tuloso Midway? Rush?
101 Ways to Die in the West.
Between a Rock and a Hard Place was the name of the book. Next up, a video question from Assistant Professor of Agricultural Science at Texas A&M University Kingsville, Stephen Chumley.
What green pigment gives plants, especially the leaves, their green color? Chloroplast, chlorophyll, photosynthesis, or respiration?
Victoria West, Caleb?
Chlorophyll.
You got it. All right, Victoria West, you have the first bonus card of the night. James, you are the captain. All answers do come from you. U.S. cities often claim to be the world's best at something. Identify the states in which these superlatives are located. The rubber capital of the world. Akron.
Detroit.
That's Ohio. The agricultural capital of the world. Fargo.
It's a state, right? So
Yeah, it's a
Alabama.
Alabama.
North Dakota. The artichoke capital of the world. Castroville.
Wisconsin.
That's Teats. But Montana.
California. All right. We are back to toss-up. Here we go. In drama, blocking refers to the arrangement and movement of what on a stage? Victoria West, Caleb?
Props.
Tuloso Midway? Rush?
Players.
You got it. Okay, Tuloso Midway, your category, world history. All answers from you, Morgan. The book Ancient World calls what seagoing trading people the first middlemen?
Minoans, probably.
Sounds good.
Minoans.
The Phoenicians. What ancient nation did Queen Nefertiti rule?
Egypt. Egypt.
Yes. The mutiny on the Bounty took place after the ship had visited which South Sea island?
It was like
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
2 for 3. We are back to toss-up. What repeated natural phenomenon destroyed any trace of civilization that may have existed in Scotland before the Mesolithic period? Tuloso Midway. Morgan.
The Ice Age.
Yes. Tuloso Midway, physical science is your category. What factor causes both birds and racing cyclists to follow one another in close single file?
Wind resistance, wind drag, wind resistance.
Yes. What's the major difference between an electron and a positron?
Charge.
Charge.
Well, more specifically, they have opposite electrical charges. By a thermonuclear process, the sun's supply of hydrogen is constantly being changed into what other element?
Helium.
Yes. Back to toss-up. In 1887, Congress created the Interstate Commerce Commission, initially as an organization to oversee what transportation? Tuloso Midway, Rush?
Railroads?
Yes. Tuloso Midway, identify the following characters from Tom Sawyer. He runs away with Tom and Huck to Jackson's Island.
It was the slave.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Joe Harper. She adopted Huck Finn.
It was a fairly rich lady.
Fairly rich lady. She was the widow Douglas. He murdered Dr. Robinson.
Maybe I shouldn't have spark noted this.
This one, Injun Joe. Here we go, back to toss-up. It's the planet which most closely approaches Pluto, even though their orbits. Victoria West, Caleb?
Neptune.
Tuloso Midway, I can finish, or not, Morgan?
Uranus.
Uranus is correct. Tuloso Midway, identify these quotations from American history. What is Nathan Hale supposed to have said facing execution?
Give me liberty, give me death.
Give me liberty or give me death.
I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. What did John Paul Jones reply when asked to surrender by a British captain?
I'll go down with my ship.
I've not yet begun to fight.
Oh, yeah.
What did Cornelius Vanderbilt say when asked if he did, why he didn't run a train for the public's benefit?
There's no profit in that.
There's no. This is a private company.
Public be damned is what he said. Yeah, sort of, kind of the same thing. Here we go. Back to toss up. At the end of Dr. Heidegger's experiment, after knocking the magical water to the floor, the guests all vow to travel to what state in order to obtain more of it? Tuloso Midway, Rush.
Kansas.
Victoria West. Sarah.
Maine.
Florida. Good guesses, though. What cape is the southernmost headland of the Tierra del Fuego archipelago? Victoria West. Anthony.
Carnival.
Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Falkland.
It is Cape Horn. Paper and pencils for this next question. Give the equivalent degree measure of an angle that is pi radians. Victoria West. Caleb.
180 degrees.
Is correct. Victoria West, your bonus subject. Mammal. What part of the woolly mammoth was 16 feet long?
It's tusk.
Tusk.
Yes. The fat under the skin of a walrus is called what?
Blubber.
Blubber.
Yes. Name the best known monotreme. That is, egg-laying mammal.
Platypus.
3 for 3. That sound means we're at the end of round 2. The current score is Victoria West 95, Tuloso Midway 130. Round 3 is the 60-second lightning round. Each team selects a category and may confer for the answers. Teams may pass on any question. Captains, you must answer for your teams. Currently, Victoria West, you are behind, so you may choose one of the 3 topics to answer yourselves, or you may choose the topic that Tuloso Midway must answer. Here are your options: murder, how many, language arts.
How many or language arts?
I think either language arts or
Language
how
arts.
many.
I'll go with language
I
arts.
think.
Language arts.
Yes.
All right, well, that's going to be you guys then. Language arts.
Language arts it is.
Okay, that's not funny.
We'll start the timer now. What's the third person plural objective case pronoun?
They.
They.
Them. What homophone means took a plane or part of a chimney?
Pass.
Pass.
Flu. Name the form of an English spoken and written from about 1100 to 1500.
Old. Yeah.
Old English.
Middle English. What's the main quality suggested by the suffixes in, s, and trix?
Pass.
Feminine. The 19th letter of the Greek alphabet. It follows sigma.
Phi.
Tau. An adjective clause not essential to the basic meaning of a sentence is set off by what punctuation marks?
Comma.
Comma.
Is correct. What's the official language of Libya?
Libyan. English. English.
Arabic. What is the infinitive form of the most common linking verb?
To be.
To be.
Is correct. Judge says 2. Okay, yes. Tuloso Midway, it's your turn. Your options are murder, how many, House and Senate committees.
How many?
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
How many?
How many? It is. We'll start that timer now. How many prime numbers are there between 10 and 20?
2,
11,
3,
13.
5, 7.
Between 10 and 20.
Oh.
11, 13.
4.
Okay.
That is correct. You already have control. Midterm elections for U.S. representatives are held how many years after presidential elections?
Isn't it 2? 2.
Yes. How many kilocalories are needed to raise 5 kilograms of pure water 3 degrees Celsius?
3,000.
10. Isn't it like 5,000? 5,000.
15. How many legs does a standard grand piano have?
3.
3.
Is correct. A tetrahedron has how many edges?
4.
6. How many compound eyes does a true insect possess?
Isn't it 2? 2.
Is correct. How many degrees are there from the equator to the North Pole?
90.
90.
Is correct. How many strings does a double bass have?
8.
8.
4. Judge says 5. And at the end of the 60-second lightning round, our score is Victoria West 115, Tuloso Midway 180. Yes. Now, we continue the game with toss-up questions. Remember, teams, individual answers only. And we'll start with a video question from certified insurance counselor and chartered property casualty underwriter, Alan Borden.
In the insurance industry, a windstorm is an example of a moral hazard, a physical hazard, a peril, or an objective risk.
Victoria West, Caleb?
A moral hazard?
Tuloso Midway, Rush?
Physical hazard?
It is a peril. What is the wavelength if the crests of the waves are 16 meters apart? Tuloso Midway, Rush?
16 meters?
Is correct. What 3-letter words come next in this sentence from an Abraham Lincoln speech? With malice towards none, with Victoria West. Anthony?
Admiration for all.
Tuloso Midway? Rush?
Good faith to all?
It is charity for all. In comparison to the other justices on the U.S. Supreme Court, how does the vote of the Chief Justice compare numerically? Victoria West. Anthony?
2 votes.
Tuloso Midway. Rush?
1 vote.
It's all equal, yes. What is the opposing muscle to the biceps? Tuloso Midway. Rush?
Tricep.
Is correct. What state of matter exhibits low density and low viscosity? Victoria West. Caleb?
Gas.
Is correct. Name the ship upon which Henry Hudson made his final voyage. Victoria West. Anthony?
RMS Titanic.
Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
The Explorer.
Very close. Discovery. Up next, the Valero STEM video question of the week from Public Affairs Manager at Valero, Darcy Schrader.
What part of the intestinal tract connects the duodenum to the ileum?
Victoria West. Caleb?
The small intestine.
Tuloso Midway. Rush?
The large intestine.
It is the jejunum. We'll try again. In what novel by H.G. Wells is this quote found? I went over the heads of the things of a man reckons. Tuloso Midway. George?
War of the Worlds.
Victoria West, I can finish. I went over the heads of the things a man reckons desirable. No doubt invisibility made it possible to get them, but it made it impossible to enjoy them when they got there. Caleb?
Time machine.
It is the Invisible Man. What flowering monocots, mostly restricted to tropical, subtropical, and warm temperate climates, are often distinguished by their long, compound, evergreen, Tuloso Midway. Rush?
Hibiscus.
Victoria West, I can finish. Evergreen leaves arranged at the top of a single tall, unbranched stem. Caleb?
A pineapple.
Palms. Where was George Washington when he wrote these lines in a letter to George Clinton? For some days past, there has been little less than a famine in camp. Tuloso Midway. Morgan?
Valley Forge.
Is correct. What kind of rhyme is used in these lines? I went to town to buy a gown. I took the car and it wasn't far. Tuloso Midway. George.
Masculine rhyme?
Victoria West. Anthony.
Refrain.
It's internal rhyme. Name a non-volatile fossil fuel composed of nearly pure carbon. Victoria West. Anthony.
Petroleum.
Tuloso Midway. Rush.
Coal.
Is correct. According to science fiction principles, what must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict? Tuloso Midway. Morgan.
A robot.
Is correct. That buzzer means that time has expired in our game. The final score is Victoria West 125, Tuloso Midway 240. Congratulations to the Tuloso Midway Warriors. They advance and become the winners of the Sit-Go bracket. Next week, we move to the Kennedy Memorial Foundation bracket for a match between the St. John Paul II Centurions and the CCISD Collegiate Royals. For Challenge, I'm Eric Boyd. Thank you for watching. Good night.
This has been a production of KEDT, your community-owned station.
Challenge Team bracket sponsors are Navy Army Community Credit Union,
HEB,
Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi,
Sit-Go,
the John G. and Marie Stella Kennedy Memorial Foundation,
King Ranch Family Trust.
Additional funding is provided by Texas A&M University, Kingsville,
Del Mar College,
Corpus Christi Caller-Times,
Valero.
and the Coastal Bend Community Foundation.
Support is also provided by these community-minded organizations.